Hey, good morning, El Paso. We haven't been on a podcast in a while, Jeremy. So, together. And let me tell you, we got a new virtual assistant, and
Yeah.
he did that little intro, and it pissed off a lot of my kids, because that's my daughter, one daughter, and they thought she was me. So I'm like, what in the world? Like, Edgar, you
That's
need to
funny.
take it off. So
That's funny.
she made the cut. We know who the favorite is. But anyways,
Oh man. Yeah. I only have one son, so I don't have to really worry about that.
man, you are so lucky. We have one son, but he's alone. He's the youngest. He's 12, and then all our daughters are older,
Oh,
so
okay.
it's just him and us.
Nice.
Anyways, welcome, Jeremy. I mean, Edgar was telling me who we were getting on a podcast with, and I was lit up. For the
Nice.
reason being, one, we actually saw you on a huge screen in El Paso, and I'll let Edgar explain that because I always take the microphone away from him. So go ahead, Edgar.
She's the hogger. But well, again, guys, thank you so much for jumping on the Stevens Home Show. Here, if you guys are tuning in, we do have the real Jeremy Knight joining us out of Austin, Texas. As we always promise, we'd like to bring some real good content and value to you guys as we share that with you. And Jeremy, again, man, thanks for jumping on and making this possible for us.
Yeah.
And so, I was telling Jackie, so how we even learned about you, your name, everything. We were very fortunate here. Last year, our MLS group was able to bring in the great Tom Ferry. And,
nice.
So we obviously, everybody that's in the real estate world should know who Tom Ferry is. But if we don't, he was able to bring some good heat that day. And, one of the biggest things that he focused and challenged on everybody out there was getting out in front of camera, get on video, bring some good content. And the main name that he said, hey, man, if you guys have not started following, let me give you a name, get on there, do it, Jeremy Knight. And boom, I said, who is this guy? And so,
we all went and started following you right there.
Nice.
With the El Paso Association here in El Paso.
Nice.
So just for the audience, tell us who you are and, the amazing things you do.
Yeah. So Jeremy Knight, your favorite Austin realtor. I have a YouTube channel in Austin. We talk about pretty much everything to do with real estate in Austin, what to expect when you're in Austin, fun stuff like that. We're a husband-wife team that sells real estate. I always tell people I'm the show, my wife's the dough. So that's that's how we work. Yeah, I mean, we're a platinum top 50 team in the Austin area. So we do a lot of volume in real estate every year. I have a podcast. If you see what time will it be, 2:30 your time. So we have a podcast today at 3:30 called Real Amigos, where we talk about, we'll bring on news clips and stuff like that, talk about what's happening in the news with real estate, how it affects Austin, stuff like that. So that'll be on my YouTube channel as well. But yeah, so I mean, I just, I started doing content a while ago. I listened to Tom Ferry, 5 or 6 years ago, tell me that I need to be on YouTube. Need to be on YouTube. So I was on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I wasn't growing a channel at all. I was putting out content and I was like, what the hell is going on? I'm spending all this time, money, and energy shooting these videos. Nobody's watching them. So I figured out what I was doing wrong, and what I was doing wrong was a lot of things. And so that's what I've gone around the country doing over the last few months, is really teaching agents what to do right versus what to do wrong. Because I did a lot of the wrong things first. And then once I started learning how to use YouTube the right way, my channel started growing within 4 or 5 months. This is the middle of the pandemic. I thought, you know what, nobody's going to watch videos. So I'm just going to sit, eat, drink, and be happy on the couch doing nothing. Well, about 4 or 5 days of that, I couldn't stand it. So I just started I was already really growing my channel at that point. So I just dove in and filmed and edited a video every single day during the pandemic. And what happened is, a week into that, I was just putting out content. All of a sudden my phone started ringing, and then it rang and then rang. And our business just exploded to the point that I couldn't even make content anymore because it was so busy. So then I had to figure out how to keep creating content. So finally, I hired a videographer and stuff like that, and started, stopped editing so I could do other things. But yeah, so it's been a roller coaster for the last 2 years. And then, in December, I actually went to Tom Ferry's house in Dallas, which was crazy. And
Wow.
yeah, so I went to there's this core group of agents that do TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, all that fun stuff. And I got invited and we went and I talked to him about YouTube. So it's nice that he's been giving me the plugs here and there. That definitely helps. But realtors aren't necessarily my audience, but I'll take it. It's fun stuff.
Yes, exactly. And you said something that is super key. I think people who are watching now or will watch it later is, and it's just like us as
Right.
well,
Mhm.
because when you're starting this, and yeah, you need a YouTube channel, you need to be on social media. There's a lot of people that are set back because they just don't know how to start, what to do,
Yep.
who to ask for help with, the resources out there. So it's kind of like us that we just threw a YouTube channel out there
Right.
and we had like 3 subscribers. And we're
You
I
gotta
was
start
like,
somewhere.
Edgar, oh my God. Okay, well, at least we got the idea, right? But now we're trying to, navigate a little bit more. So, give us maybe, you can't give us everything in this podcast, but maybe the start of knowing how to start a YouTube channel or what resources to use. Google.
Yeah. So to start a YouTube channel, it's easy, right? All you got to do is have a Google account. You go on, make some graphics for your banner, make some graphics, add a picture of you, boom, you have a YouTube channel. It's the content part that most people have the hardest time with, right? And so that's what I had a tough time too. Most agents, if you look at most realtor videos or channels, they think I need to just be selling. I need to sell, always be closing, always be selling. YouTube is not about selling a product. Now, if you go to YouTube, people are always like, hey, the advertiser for this video is X. How many times when somebody starts doing the ad read through, do you fast forward to the end of the ad read through and not even watch the ad read through?
Mhm.
Right? Almost every time. I never watch an ad. Forget this ad. I'm not going to watch the ad. Who cares about your wallet? Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't need these parts for my car, whatever it is. So the biggest thing that realtors do is they always try to sell on there. So they're doing the 5 things you need to do to sell your house, the 5 things you need to do to write an offer, the 5 things you need to do for this or that or this or that. Buyers and sellers really don't give a crap about that. They want solid information. What are they facing in the market? Things like that. So what we did is, let's see, will you allow me
Absolutely.
to share? There we go. If you'll hit that little button down there, I'll share this. Okay. So, let me find my screen. Where'd you go? Okay. So what I started doing was is coming up with 4 key things I could do on a monthly basis. So 4 different content types. So I'll go over the do's and don'ts here in a second. So 4 different concepts. Right. Okay. So 4 different content things, right? So this is kind of like a basic thing. If you want to take these things right here and start a YouTube channel, I would take these things right here. Create 4 different types of content. So if you're putting out a video once a week, this first week is going to be a versus video. So let's see. Trying to think of this areas in El Paso. Was it Highlands out there, right? Highland versus this school district, or Highland neighborhoods versus these neighborhoods, or West El Paso versus East El Paso.
Yes.
I know that's a thing because I'm not from El Paso, but my wife's family's El Paso. So I'm in El Paso way too much.
Yeah.
But so you could do a versus, right? Or this neighborhood versus this neighborhood. This suburb versus this suburb. So then you can do a whole just suburbs category, right? So the suburbs outside of downtown. So where, this week we're going to talk about this sub. Here's the amenities you get in this. Here's what the school ratings are. Now you can do school ratings as long as you're, using like Great Schools or one of those other programs that gives you school rankings, things like that.
Yeah.
My favorite is what you must know about X. So what you must know about moving to El Paso, what you must know about PCSing to El Paso, what you must know about the east side of El Paso, what you must know about the west side of El Paso, what you must know about living on the border. All of these things you could do what you must know X, and it's basically just information about anybody would want to learn about moving to El Paso or living in El Paso or wherever. I did this for Austin. Those videos crushed. They were just amazing. So I would do, so let's say the first week of the month on Tuesday, I'd put out what you need to know about X. Then the next would be a versus video. So the next Tuesday would be a versus video. I would do, you know, Dripping Springs versus Austin, things like that.
Okay.
5 best. So 5 best neighborhoods north of Austin, 5 best neighborhoods south of Austin, 5 best neighborhoods east or west of Austin. You can keep doing best, whatever. You can keep doing that. A lot of people do the pros and cons. I'm not a fan of pros and cons videos because you could do it. Pros and cons video is the same thing as what you must know about X. Titled a hell of a lot better. So you can do pros and cons video. I think you can do the same thing with what you must know about X. A neighborhoods video, suburbs video. A lot of people like to do, and so you just do that once a week, right? You put out that one video once a week, and then you go from there. And so what you need and what most people don't understand is that you have to create content and have content going for YouTube, number one, to take you serious and for your audience to take you serious. So you have to be uber consistent. If you're not consistent, your channel won't grow. Prime example, I have a second YouTube channel called Agent Content Creators. I'll put out a video once every like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I'll do an interview and then I'll splice that up. That channel grows very slow for me because I'm not consistent. If I was more consistent, that channel would blow up. So consistency is putting out a video a week. Maybe you start doing a live stream once a week. Take that live stream and cut that into clips. So what I do is, so I have my Tuesday videos. So my video came out yesterday. It was about, let's see, what was it? I do a lot of stuff on builders. So builders are in trouble renegotiating home buyer contracts. So right now in Austin, we're seeing some buyers renegotiate their contracts. Now about that is I didn't say anything about Austin. So I'm making a very wide net video there. So a lot of people, maybe not in Austin. In fact, some of the comments are like, in Florida, I'm seeing this. So I'm making a wide net topic there. But I forgot where I was going with any of that. But so I've had to change my content around. So Tuesday, that video came out. Today, 3:30, we're doing a live stream, Central Time. We're doing a live stream. I have like 5 different topics to talk about. We'll go through that. From what I'll do there is I'll take and cut clips of that and throw those out Sunday. So I'm putting out like 4 or 5 pieces of content a week, but really I'm only putting one standalone video. It's so much easier to do a live stream like this than to shoot, edit, and cut down a video. So if that's what you want to do is just shoot live streams, bring on another agent from somewhere, talk about something, and then cut them up, you can make a whole YouTube channel off that.
I know, that's pretty amazing. And I think that's what we've been learning little by little, you know, by say, for instance, following you or following others that we could get situated with. So the people that don't know where to begin, this is perfect. It's all within content. That's all it is. It's maybe even picking some topics, right? Like you said, like this, that we could look at and then just make it a habit to do it. Do you do it like 5 times a day, 5 times out of the week, or, you know?
So I shoot my regular content probably. So one thing you got to do is batch content. So I batch content sometimes. So like today I don't have anything going on. So this afternoon, what I'll do is I'll shoot like 4 or 5 videos. Now the tough part about some of that stuff though, is that when you do that, it's not going to be as relevant if you're trying to do it like the next week. What I like about like what this guy's doing, so Suman Kim, he's here in Austin. All he's doing is doing video walkthroughs.
Wow.
So he'll film a video like this. These are super. So it's like, you don't have to make this too hard. All this guy's doing is walking through like new build properties, giving you like the basics of it and just walking through and videoing it. So you don't have to make these videos like super, super polished. And I think that's what happens with most people is they think it's got to be super polished.
Wow.
So that's why I wanted to show you what he was doing there, because I like what he's doing.
That's smart, and I think it's keeping it simple, right? Keeping it
Yeah.
simple. What works for you, you know, is always key. That's what I'm getting. That I've seen from like all your videos. I mean, they're awesome, right? You get on, and I think the biggest thing that I got on one of our masterminds that I was able to get on yesterday with our group was the hook, right? Being able to know what's going to be the key point, because you have a very cool one that just made I think a lot of people scratch their head, because it almost feels like you're gonna come at you know, how, or let me correct this broker or whatever it is, and all you wanted to talk about was
yeah, that was Instagram reel I did. So I initially shot that because I had done a video with BAM Media about a month ago, and they were talking about how a brokerage had put all these fake numbers together. They were real numbers, but they're very manipulative in how they made these numbers. And they were like, well, real brokerage has all this debt. We don't have any. Well, they just were very selective about how they did that. And so I was on this thing. So initially I started this with like, well, I had to correct one brokerage the other day about their malfeasance, so I'm going to have to do that again today. And so it was just, you know, the hook was all about how, you know, this brokerage was putting out fake news. And really all they did was make a really terrible article saying that here's the top 12 barbecue cities. I could tell you for a fact that probably El Paso is better than San Antonio. How the hell San Antonio got #1 on that list is beyond me. Beyond me. And look, here's the deal. People in San Antonio always want to talk about how good their Mexican food is. They haven't been to El Paso. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'll go to El Paso over San Antonio for Mexican food. So,
oh dear goodness, we would do it over there, huh?
Yeah.
If we were to take our authentic Mexican food over there, we would kill it.
Yeah, for sure.
Kill it in San Antonio. But now, Jeremy, what other social media platforms are you focusing on? Because, you know, me and Edgar were like, you know, we conquered like the Facebook, then we started getting to the Instagram, and then people, oh no, it's TikTok. It's TikTok. And then from TikTok, now you got to jump to this, to that. Where do you think we should be focusing on our social media platforms?
So there'll be agents that'll tell you, you need to be on every single platform. Sure. Yeah. I mean, yes, sure. Be on every platform. The challenge with being on every platform is that you aren't making content directly for that platform when you're making content, and then you're splicing it up all over all of those content channels. So like, you know, TikTok, for example, real short, you know, catchy stuff. That stuff works really well, and there's a specific audience for that, right? Instagram works really well. There's a specific audience for that. Facebook works. I don't know. I don't even know if Facebook works anymore, but Facebook works for certain people, right? So I would say figure out what you're good at, and what you're good at, take that platform and say, what's the best platform for that? So I'm not really good at short form, funny content. I tried it on my YouTube channel. It's not me. So I'm better at longer form, where I can sit, talk through something, you know, tell people how it's going to impact them. That funny, pithy, fun stuff on TikTok is just not my thing. So I would say if you're really good at that and you can come up and constantly create content, then go on TikTok. If you can keep doing that same thing, go on Instagram. I think the two biggest that I would recommend people to be on. Now, a lot of people are going to say you got to be on TikTok. I really think YouTube and Instagram are better than than TikTok, just for the simple fact that with YouTube, it's longer form, it's informational, and it's evergreen. Whatever you're searching for, if you've put a tag or you've titled something very similar, those videos are going to pop up in any Google feed, right? So if you go search in what it's like moving to El Paso, and you've created 4 or 5 videos that have that tag in there, if you look, you'll have like news, information, and then videos right there, all on Google. So your videos are populating and showing in front of other people. Where Instagram, TikTok, you actually have to be on those platforms really to see those things. So that's why I like YouTube. Is just the versatility, how versatile it is. But I would do what you feel best with. I don't think you need to be on every single platform.
Okay.
And again, back to that, keep it simple, find out what you're really good at. That's what
Yeah.
I'm getting. And more importantly, be consistent, right?
Consistent, whatever you can be consistent with. If you can create, I mean, I know Zach Faust. Zach Faust has what, 2 million followers on TikTok. I know Glenda Baker. She's probably right there. All they do is what they're really good at is shooting. And like what Glenda's great at is just shooting in front of a camera all day and then have her videographer do all the work to create small clips. It's fantastic. Zach is a little more creative just in the fact that he's out in the field shooting stuff, not sitting still. So I think that, you can be creative and get business from these platforms. What those two people do very well on TikTok and Instagram is consistency. What I do very well on YouTube is consistency. I'm not consistent on Instagram, yet I have a decent following on there.
Absolutely. And there's a lot of people that think you need these high-tech cameras, microphones, computers. What's the what can you, there you go. Tell us the real truth behind it. What do we need? Just our phone?
So when I film my listing stuff, even like my listing videos, I film everything on a little, this is the, DJI, I don't even know what this is. So a little gimbal. I think the iPhone 13 actually has a really good stabilization in it. So a lot of times what I'll do is I will walk through the property like this, just real nice and slow. You can, if you want those nice, buttery, smooth shots, film at 120 frames per second. And you can do that even on your phone. You can change that. But legitimately, most of my stuff is shot with this. It's a little Rode MEL. The other thing I use a lot are these Rode Go's. So I use these and I'll shoot on my phone like that. I have two nicer cameras that I use, but the versatility of a phone and what you need, you can do it all there. All my Instagram stuff, it's so much easier for me to shoot it here and airdrop it to my desktop and edit on Final Cut Pro for my short form stuff. So much easier to do that. I mean,
so basically, where does the videographer come into place then? Where should we put them in while we're doing this content? Do you send any videographers out there to do like the houses, the tours, or you do that all on your own?
So that's a good question. So there'll be times I don't have my videographer. And so, I mean, there's a video I did last week where I literally am like, hey, look, I'm at this new build. I think you're going to love this. Let me show you what I like about it and see what you like about it. And all I did was literally walk through the house like this. I just walked through the house like this. And then I got home and then I filmed a little outro while I was there. I was like, hey, so if you need more information, whatever my outro was. I came home and I pushed play on that video. And as I'm watching it, I'm literally talking to this recording as I'm watching it. And then all I did was splice the two together. We're talking about an 8-10 minute video that was done like that because all I did was like walk through the property and then did a voiceover.
Yeah.
So you don't have to make it. In fact, this is actually really cool too. All you do is put it this way so it faces you and you can walk through the home the same way and do the talking. So I don't know. People make it too hard. Just make it simple.
Yeah. What is that little, what do you call that thing?
This is a dead mouse, or what is this called? Dead mouse? No. Dead cat? I don't know. But this is a Rode MEL. It just goes over it to help with like the echo and stuff like that.
You see, so keep it super minimal, guys. And I mean, that's what we were told is like, you don't need all this fancy stuff. You don't need to invest in it. And the best thing to do is always just be yourself and authentic. And do you believe in that? Is just be yourself. Be, you don't have to look like we're always so worried, especially the girls. How do we look? So how do we get the fear out of ourselves to get in front of social media? Because if you agree, Jeremy, this is the new era of real estate.
Every real estate agent really should be a branding agent. I mean, if you're not branding yourself, if you're not a media company or creating a media company, then you're going to have a lot tougher time, because here's the thing, you can create a media company, right? So basically what we are is mini media companies, or you can pay Zillow 13, 15, 20 grand a month for leads. What's more fun? Shooting video content, doing video content, and being your own marketing firm. Now, if you don't want to do that and you just want to pay 15 grand a month for Zillow leads, go for it. But I pay zero for leads because everything is done pretty. I mean, I wouldn't say I pay zero for leads. I have a videographer now. So, I mean, you're looking at, probably $1,200 a month on editing stuff. And, we close 5 to 6 million a month.
That's wonderful. Wow. You see, so those are genuinely organically growing leads than having to source them somewhere else or get them from somewhere else.
Right.
That's amazing. That really is. What other questions that we can ask Jeremy that he can help light our days? Oh, I have one. You mentioned your wife was from El Paso.
Yep.
And then you guys left to Austin.
Yep.
So where does your wife play, or what role does she play in your husband and wife team in Austin? I always like to ask that question.
That's a good one. So we actually, what's funny is we both met at Arizona State. We both went to Arizona State. She went to UTEP for a while and decided that she wanted palm trees in her life. So she went to Arizona State. I just decided I wanted hot girls around me all the time. And so I married her. And so as far as that goes, I mean, we lived in San Diego. I got my broker's license in San Diego. I didn't sell any real estate in San Diego. And I basically said, hey, we're either going to move back to Phoenix or we're going to move somewhere in Texas. I don't want to move to El Paso though. And so she goes, okay, let's move to Austin. So we moved to Austin. So I got my real estate license here in Austin, started selling real estate. And within like 6 or 8 months, she was selling like life insurance. And I was like, look, I came home one day. I remember this. I came home one day. She's like, going to call. I'm like, hang up. And so she gets off her call and I'm like, I need you to quit your job and start selling real estate with me. If you can make calls all day to these idiots, then you can definitely sell real estate. So that's how it started. And so she works with all of our buyer clients. She works all of our back end stuff as far as payroll and all that good stuff. But she works with a lot of our buyer clients. I work with I work with all of our listings, and I work with very few buyers compared to what she does. But I mean, she'll close 4 or 5 buyers a month. I'll close 2 listings and 1 or 2 buyers a month. Yeah,
that's kind of like us. We're switched. Yeah. So he does a lot of the running of the buyers, and then we have my daughter on the team too. So we have it there. But I always like to ask because it's, there's a lot of husband and wife teams now. Yeah. And it's like, oh my gosh, everybody says, how do you do it? And I'm like, I don't know. We just do it. We just wake up and.
So do you, part of your content, do you record the stuff behind the scenes that can
that's going to be a great content show. Seriously. What really happens behind the cameras?
Yeah. I really should film that. It's a lot of, can we stop talking about real estate right now? It's midnight. There's a lot of that. So
no,
can we turn it off?
We get it. And it's funny because you'll be watching a show or whatever it is that we're doing. And then somehow it always relates back to a situation that happens, right? So it's always funny how we don't know how to shut it off. Let me ask you this, Jerry. So we're obviously going into a new era in real estate. There are a lot of stuff is known, a lot of stuff is unknown. Obviously, we as realtors have to be the forefront for our clients and our consumers to know what's really going out there right now. Obviously, you have if you turn on the news, you have it's a recession and here comes the crash and all that good stuff that, bad stuff that people get, they hear and they're like, this is the worst time to buy a home. What's the challenge right now, creating content to, you know, be the forefront leader that you are there, not only in Austin, but that you can share with the audience that we really need to focus from the real estate side of things?
You know, I think it's a double-edged sword or two-pronged thing here. Number one, I think as real estate agents, it's really important to learn new things and surround yourself with people that are going to learn new things, because YouTube will probably be around for a while. Instagram will probably be around for a while. TikTok will probably be around for a while, but there will be something new coming out. And so the more you're collaborating with really good agents that are doing things differently, kind of like what we're doing today, the more you're collaborating with agents, the better you're going to be as an agent. Secondly, when it comes to our clients, I think it's really important to be honest, because the problem I get, well, I wouldn't say problem, the thing I get all the time on my YouTube channel is like, oh, you're just a realtor. You're just trying to sell us stuff. You care about your commissions. Well, I can tell those people haven't watched any of my videos, because in my videos, I will break down all of those things, right? Look, if you're a buyer right now and you're really worried about interest rates, that's fine. Be worried about interest rates. The challenge for you as a buyer, though, is where do prices go in the future? How long do you wait? Do you end up wasting money on rent when you could have had deductions? Do you know what deductions are, right? So those are things that, if we're being honest with them, look, it might not be the right time for you as a buyer to sell. And right now as a seller, it might not be the best time for you to sell as a seller. Let's talk about these things. Let's be honest. And I think if we switch that from being somebody who makes a commission off a sale to be somebody who makes a commission off being a counselor, right? Or being somebody who's doing consultations, we're basically, all we're doing for our clients are being counselors and consulting them. So if you take that approach versus being, I'm making money off the sale of a home, your clients are going to trust you a little bit more and you'll have longevity in this business. So I would say, as the market's shifting, I've done a lot of videos talking with people about how to come up with content. What content should we be talking about? And I think we really need to be talking about the positives in a changing market, because there are a lot of positives. But when people, all they hear in the news is all the negatives and they don't hear the positives, and you're telling them the positives, they're like, well, I can tell you, all the videos that I get are the most thumbs down videos on my channel are the videos where I'm basically saying, look, it's not crashing. What you're seeing is one thing, but let's talk about the reality. Here's what you hear. Here's reality. People don't like reality. They don't want to live in reality. But if you can give them that information where you're not coming off as salesy, you'll have growth.
I love that you said that there, because that's what I, try to follow is, if you're gonna follow the naysayers, the negativity, then that's where your mindset is gonna go. But if you just be positive and try to make perfectly, like right now, all of us, since everybody's so worried about the crash and so forth, we should be learning how to stay in the game, grow our brand, learn the new things like YouTube and the content, and then be the educators to educate the people out there. So I think this is just beautiful on what the new real estate era is. And I keep calling it the new real estate era because I know you've been in the business, I think, over 17 years.
No, 7.
7. Oh,
yeah.
7
It feels like 17.
It was like 17, huh? Okay, so in the 7 years, and I have this a question on my sheet, is where do you notice like the difference? Like, how can I put this in other terms? We had the pandemic. So before your business, now after, we're slowly transitioning out of the pandemic, where has your business gone? Like, how has it improved?
Well, so I think that this hand goes right into your point of why agents need to constantly be adjusting. I think agents that sat on the couch and didn't do anything during the pandemic or try to create something, they were pretty far behind when the market started taking off. They're like, oh, wait, I have business. And now as the market's shifting, they're like, wait, I don't have all the business. How am I not getting all the business anymore? To answer the question, I mean, I think collaboration is going to be the biggest help for a lot of people. So going to a brokerage that's all about collaboration is going to help. I forgot the rest of your question though.
The collaboration. Okay. So in your belief,
you asked where my business has gone.
Yeah.
So in the end of 2019, I changed what my YouTube content was. And so that literally the end of 2019. So I shifted all my content. In about 4 months, it exploded. We were doing like 12, 13 million a year. We had 50 million last year. We've grown a team. So I made a shift during the pandemic. Well, before the pandemic, but the shift I was already making really accelerated my business. So I'd say to anybody that's in a shifting market, you're going to have to shift what you're doing, because there's a lot of here's a crazy thing. There's still a lot of real estate sales being going on. Less realtors are selling them, but there's still a lot of sales. Are you going to be the agent that's not selling, or are you going to be the agent that's selling?
Exactly.
What do you need to do to be the agent to sell? That's what you should be asking yourself.
Exactly. And not just the social media that has taken a turn, but guys, we have to change our mindset on the mentorship and the collaboration over the competition. So tell us a little bit about that. And that was my question that I had on here is, how important is collaboration and mentorship versus competition? Or, or what does that mean to you? How important is it so that we can succeed?
Yeah. So you mean, look, on YouTube, I was like the first one really doing a lot of YouTube content in Austin. Now we have a lot of people in Austin doing YouTube content. So instead of me going and saying, oh man, these people are ripping me off or whatever, what I started doing was calling, and anybody that was doing YouTube content, I was calling them and be like, hey, let's grab coffee. And they're like, oh, am I in trouble? No, why would you be in trouble? Well, like, you're the YouTube guy and I'm doing a lot of content similar to yours. Oh, okay. Well, let's grab coffee. So I did that. And in doing so the question was always like, well, why are you even meeting with me? I'm your competition. And I go, look, we're doing each other a favor here. There are people that will work with me that I don't want to work with. I want to work with the people that want to work with me, because it makes it so much easier. You want to work with the people that want to work with you as well. So the best thing we can do is come together, talk about what your success is, what my success is, talk about where we're struggling, because that's going to help us both out. And then guess what happens? When a client calls me and goes, hey, Jeremy, I'm interviewing other agents. I go, well, oh, cool. Who are you interviewing? Well, I'm interviewing this person, that person, this person. Oh, so all the other YouTubers. Awesome. I just had lunch with that person. Phenomenal. I just had lunch with that person. Awesome. I just had coffee with that person. What the hell do you think is happening in that buyer or seller's mind when they're like, wait, you're treating your competition as partnerships versus as competition? They're going to want to work with you even more. So that's why I think it's really important to be as collaborative as possible, because there's so much business out there. If you're not collaborating, cross brokerages even, right? If you're not collaborating and finding out what people are doing successful in your market, number one, you're never going to have a chance to bring them to your brokerage in the future, or you're never going to learn from them. So I think it's really, really important that you find and see where success is and go find the success, because the reality is you are the product of the closest 5 people around you. Who are those 5 people? Are they the best in real estate? Are they the best in business? Or are they just the regular Joe Schmo? Go surround yourself with amazing people and you'll do amazing things.
And it's okay, Jeremy, right? If they don't have to be in your market, they could be outside our market, just like you, and all the other amazing agents that are willing to share their nuggets.
I mean, and that's why, we're both at Real Brokerage, but that's why a lot of people like Real, is because of the collaboration. So, El Paso, we have amazing agents. Austin, we have amazing agents. And guess what? We can do this. We did talk about the things that are good, the things that are bad in our markets, that are whatever. And, the thing that's cool is, like, on my channel, what I'll do is I'll bring on agents from around the country on my main channel, and we'll sit and we'll talk about the differences between Austin and Nashville, difference between Austin and Orlando, the difference between Austin and wherever else somebody may be searching. I'm helping them out. They're helping me out. That's collaboration.
I love it.
We don't have to be in a brokerage.
Yes. And that was my last question that I had is, what does mentorship collaboration mean to you? So thank you for that. And I think that's super important for anybody trying to make it in this industry right now because, you know, we had hurdles in the pandemic too. I wasn't used to losing and I was losing.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? You're not going to take my offer? Like, but you know, I got declined so many times and that was a storm in its own, you know? So,
Yeah.
I'm glad that we were able to collaborate and with other agents to keep us afloat, to keep us positive, to keep us up there. So thank you so much for that. Did you have any questions on the social media?
No, I mean,
I think
we've covered quite a bit. You know, and I just go with some of the questions that some of our people here go, make sure you ask them this, make sure you ask them that, right? So we've kind of tackled a lot of those questions here. If, and I'll ask it, I guess, in a different way. If, you know, you see, we kind of already, I'm thinking about TikTok here.
Give us something you want to end us with, Jeremy. Like, give it to us raw and like, go do this. And this is what you need to do to the audience.
Yeah, I would say so. Anybody that's trying to create content, right? Because this is all what we're doing is creating content, and in creating content, we're getting business out of it. What I would tell anybody that's creating content, don't follow people just in real estate. What happens is, you know, we're in real estate, so you're scrolling through Instagram or TikTok, and you start seeing Instagram real estate agents, TikTok real estate agents. I think what's really important is you follow not just that, even on YouTube or wherever, find somebody that's like crushing it, that's maybe not selling real estate, but selling a different product or something like that. And go see what they're doing on their channel, how they're coming across, what they're saying, how they're saying it, how they're making you engaged. Because the biggest thing that I found in the growth of my channel, I'll see people with way more subscribers than me. And then I go to their comment section and it's like, they'll have a video with like 30,000 views and like 19 comments. You go to most of my videos and it's tons of comments. And it's people arguing and talking, like it's a ton of comments. The reason why it's a ton of comments is because when we're filming content, I am facing a camera, the camera's facing me. Well, the reality is you are on the other side of that camera. Yeah. And so when we're making this content, we don't have the relationship with the person on the other side of the screen like they have the relationship with us. So you have to engage with that person. And how you do that is ask them questions. They're coming to you for information, but how does this information make you feel? Right? What are your biggest problems right now with content creation? Write them below. I want to hear from you. What are your biggest issues you're finding in your business? Write that comment below. So those things, when you're having that conversation through Instagram, YouTube, wherever, you're going to create more engagements, which creates a bigger audience, which creates more opportunities, whether it's with agents or not agents, whether it's, you know, people in your sphere. So I really think it's important that you're just focusing on the engagement aspect of that. So like what I do with my videos is I do a really quick hook. So let's see. Are builders actually dropping their prices with buyers under contract? Here's what you need to know. Jeremy Knight, the Knight Group, your favorite Austin realtor. Yep, I'm actually seeing this. And before we get any further, have you seen this in the market? Are you under contract right now and renegotiating? Are you thinking about renegotiating? I want to hear from you. If you just hate real estate, just hate, right? I hate real estate, and drop it below. And instead of selling somebody in that first 30 seconds about me, I'm a real estate agent, hire me, call me, whatever. Instead, I gave them information. I also wanted to hear from them. So now they're pounding that keyboard before I've even like gotten past the first minute. So you're creating engagement. So, and as you're going through that, like I just had a client that went under contract on this property or a property that was valued at this. The appraisal came back and it did this. Have you had that issue? Have you seen that problem with the appraisals? So the more you communicate with the person on the other side of the screen, the more you engage with them, the better your content will be. You know, when we're creating short form content, a lot of people don't keep that in mind. If you're creating really pithy, fun stuff and you're engaging with the audience too, your content will go a lot further.
It's funny because on TikTok, I went to TikTok and I just have nothing but funny stuff on there and my audience grew. And then I started incorporating real estate and it was like, wah, wah, wah. Like nobody wanted to see that crap. And I told them, oh my God, I lost viewers just by putting some real estate stuff. Yeah. So I'm like, so what am I supposed to do here? create another channel? Like, it's
Yeah.
just, that's where we get mixed up a lot. It's like, do we do the real estate content or do we do like the authentic, funny content?
Right. So that's what's good about YouTube when you're creating 4 different pillars of content.
Uh-huh.
Right. So if you have 4 different pillars of content, so like I was saying, you do the versus videos, that's a pillar, whatever. You can have all funny things as a content pillar. People will come in and only engage with those videos. They're not going to want to see the other 3 videos. So they may only watch one video, but they're going to come back and watch that one video. So even though like on, so I don't know TikTok very well, but Instagram, I try to circle through where I'm not doing just real estate, or I'm not talking about just Real Broker, or I'm not talking about this. I'll put stuff that's just me. And so I think the more you have a diversity in your content, the more you'll actually grow an audience. Because if people are just coming for one piece of content and you throw another piece of content, they're like, oh, what is this?
Yeah.
But if you're consistent with that, then they know I'm not going to watch those videos anyway. I'm going to watch these other videos.
Gotcha. Well, we're definitely going to have to pick your brain a little bit more on the YouTube, because we just started that, and, getting these clips right here and getting a virtual assistant to put them into little pieces and then upload them. But I mean, I know there's a lot more to it.
I tell you what, like if you're a viewer right now and you haven't seen it, definitely gotta get back in here and hear what Jeremy basically shared with us. I mean, I have a bunch of notes that I've been writing down the whole time, just because it's valuable stuff, guys, and that's what we like to bring on to the show. On a one, we didn't rehearse this. We didn't talk about this, what we're going to do. We just kind of threw it all out there. We asked some questions because we're just like everybody else. We want to know what we can do to improve our, our content and our business moving forward. So I really just want to, I'm excited. I hope you guys got some nuggets just like we did. And and again, man, it's about that collaboration and aligning yourself with the right people, because again, Jeremy's just one of many people that have opened their doors to share this information and find those people. I challenge everybody to find that one person that can step out of their daily life, and because he's busy. Jeremy's busy. But he, I made the contact. He let me know he can jump on and.
Thank you for that, Jeremy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
thank you for giving us that time, and we're super excited. We'll see you maybe in San Antonio, right? In October?
We will. Yeah, you will see me in San Antonio for sure.
We will be there, and we'll take our small little team so we could meet you.
Yes, I'm excited about San Antonio. I'm excited. That's the first like big real event. I mean, I've been going around the country doing all these like, no agent left behind, stuff like that. I think there's so much power in, we've been doing a little bit more in person. I've been hosting like in-person events once a month. And it's nothing to do with recruiting. It's nothing to do with trying to bring agents on. It's just like, hey, let's sit down and hear from people that are crushing it in our local markets. And so I think it's collaboration like that that's going to help agents, especially in a changing market.
Absolutely. Super important. I just feel like it's so many new nuggets to learn from everybody that can incorporate our business and our lives. So we will definitely see you in San Antonio. We're excited about this event too. And we want to thank you. You're from El Paso, your wife's hometown.
Yeah, my wife's hometown.
We'll meet her. We'll meet her.
George Dieter. Who's that? Yeah, good old George Dieter. They're off George Dieter somewhere over there.
Oh, we're close by. We're like Edgemere. We're East Siders.
Yeah. My wife's East Sider. Her dad owns Steam Wizard, which is a carpet cleaning company. So
nice.
He's well known.
He's really
nice.
Well, that's just going to be our new contact.
yeah. Shameless plug for my father-in-law.
Oh, that's so cool. Okay.
No,
yeah. Thank you, Jeremy.
Thank you again for jumping on. Thank you for those that have jumped on to hear today's call and join us here on the show. Questions, everybody that you guys did share around here, and we look forward to the next one. And we'll talk to you soon, Jer.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
See you soon. Yeah.